Hi, my name is Travis Guzzi. I'm the new Mission Engagement Facilitator here for the Central Region of the Southeastern District. And I'd like to welcome you to a new monthly vlog we're going to be doing called Jesus Central. Great to see you all again. I want to welcome you to this November edition of the Jesus Central vlog. What we're going to do is start off this vlog for the month of November, taking a look at a missional thought for this month. Here in the Southeastern District, our major mission initiative and vision is called iNeighborhood. And at its core, iNeighborhood is about empowering you, the priesthood of all believers, to connect with your neighborhood, to be a blessing to your community in order to connect people to Jesus. And one of the models that we use that I'd like to focus on for this missional thought is the BLESS model that really gives you an idea of actually how you can do that in your everyday callings of life. Now, the BLESS model is an acronym for how we can be a good neighbor and connect in our communities in order to be a blessing for the sake of the kingdom. The first letter of the BLESS model, B, reminds us that we need to first and foremost bond. We have to build trusted relationships and friendships in order to earn a right to share the good news of Jesus. The second is the letter L, which reminds us we have to learn. You know, I don't think it's an accident that God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. So many times when we think about sharing the gospel, we first and foremost think of speaking. But what we have to learn is we have to do a lot more listening to understand what's going on in our communities, what's going on in our neighborhood, and what's going on in the lives of our neighbors in order to know how to share the gospel in a way that it's really going to sound like good news. The letter E reminds us that we have to engage, that it takes an investment of our time. It's an intentionality in building these relationships in order for us to truly be the blessing God intends us to be. The first S towards the end of bless is to serve. That to find ways to look at what are the needs in our community after we've bonded and learned and engaged in order to give a practical expression of God's love, that it's not just that they know God's love with our words, but they first and foremost see God's love with our actions. And then it comes to the last S. Then we earn a right to share. That when we are loving and blessing and serving, that there are opportunities that God will present themselves, especially when we're in prayer about that, to be able to finally share the good news of the gospel in a way that is going to resonate and in a way that's going to be received well by those that we are seeking to serve and bless. So you might be thinking to yourself, well, how do I go about doing this? How can I be a blessing in my neighborhood and community? Well, sometimes we need creative examples to understand maybe how we can begin to do this. Now, this isn't maybe what you should do, but this is what my family and I did as we sought to be a blessing to our new neighborhood that we just moved into a few months ago here in Williamsburg. And we hope that this might be an inspiration to you to think about how you might be able to be a blessing during this holiday season. So my family and I thought that for Halloween, instead of just giving out candy, we really wanted to do something that would bless our community and be a practical expression of God's love. And so what we did was we applied for a Thrive in Action grant. These are $250 grants that you can get twice a year if you're a Thrive It member in order to do some event or some activity that blesses and helps you connect with your neighborhood and your community. And what we did with that grant was we got a canopy. We invited some of my son's friends from high school and his youth group at King of Glory. And what we did was instead of just giving out candy, and we gave out some great candy, we gave out full candy bars and put just a simple little witness, Jesus love is sweet. But more than that, what we did was we also grilled up some hot dogs, gave out free hot dogs that night. We popped popcorn, we did hot apple cider, and we actually pulled out a fire pit. And my son and his friends sang songs, and we actually had a little concert going on with those kids and teenagers who were coming by and the families so that they could stop and we could have a chance to enjoy the night. We had a chance to socialize, to talk, and build some relationships. And this was just kind of our initial way that we thought this would be a great way to get to know our neighbors and bless our neighborhood. So my missional challenge to you, especially this holiday season with Thanksgiving and Christmas coming on, is what is something really simple that you can do to bless your community and connect with your neighbors. It might be something as simple as something I heard recently. Maybe this might be an inspiration to you, something called Mingle and Jingle. Just have an open house. Invite people to come on over if it's cold inside, if it's nice where you live outside around a fire pit, to have some hot apple cider, some holiday cookies, some quality beverages, and just have a chance to get together with people, get to know your neighbors, build those relationships in order to be a blessing, to be the presence of Jesus in the neighborhood where God has called you to live in order to connect people to Jesus. And I'd like you to really try to be creative with this. Think about what are ways during this Christmas season that you can do that. And we'd love to hear here at Jesus Central what you came up with to be able to share your ideas in order to inspire others as they think about how they can start something to connect with and bless their community and get to know their neighbors. Now, one of the things that we're going to be doing through these monthly Jesus Central vlogs is doing a ministry highlight, focusing on a ministry of something Jesus is doing in and through a ministry here in the Central region, and be able to talk about that and share that with you. Now, for this month's ministry highlight, what we want to do is share something that I'm really excited about related to Jesus Central and the new work that I'm doing here in the Central region. If you would go to the Southeastern District's website, and if you would go to the iNeighborhood link, and there on that page in the In Coaching tab, click on that, you're going to see a new online community that we've created called Jesus Central. Now, what this is a new online community, if you would sign up for, that we're going to be offering webinars with missional thought leaders and those who are living as everyday I-Go missionaries in their neighborhoods and communities, hearing what they're doing, what they've learned, what hasn't worked, what Jesus is teaching them. We're also going to hopefully over time offer trainings for you that will equip and empower you to be an everyday missionary where God has called you to be. We're going to be offering online coaching, and the exciting thing through this is also a chance for you to network with others within the community. There's a chance for you to share your own video, to share what God's laid on your heart, your passions, to be able to connect with others who have similar passions, and then bring your complementary talents together for kingdom impact. It's a chance for you then to use this platform to collaborate with others, create your own communities, have your own online meetings in order to connect together and start these new initiatives that are a blessing in the places that God has called you. So we want to encourage you, sign up for Jesus Central there on that page, or be watching for updates of webinars and trainings and opportunities for online coaching that will be offered here in the near future that we hope will be a blessing to you and an inspiration for wherever God has called you as the priesthood of all believers. Well, that's it for this November edition of the Jesus Central vlog. We hope that this was a blessing and an inspiration to you. We'd love to hear your thoughts, and want to encourage you to reach out if there's a way that we can partner with you to connect and bless you in what Jesus is calling you to do, to be a blessing in your neighborhood and community, to connect people to Jesus. Please let us know that. We'd love to figure out a way to support you in that work that Jesus is calling you to. Until next month, God's blessings. Hope you all have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll see you again soon as we seek to keep Jesus central. To connect with me or to find out more information about what Jesus is doing in and through the Central region of the Southeastern District, feel free to reach out to me at tguzzi@se.lcms.org.